to school for it because it's ever changing. It's an ever world of change with artificial intelligence, which I have definitely become fascinated with the production of it. So as I learn things, I like to show you guys to, maybe you can utilize it in your business as well. So, okay, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to multiply, the multiply of impact. So today, of course, you guys know that we are going to explore AI and how it can replicate your likeness and even your full personality and how you can brand yourself in that way, which is really, really cool. And so, yeah, it's just easier for me to keep it like this instead of put it in a presentation mode. You guys know me. Okay. So, and pretty much what is that? Really, it's pretty much duplicating yourself, right? It's a copy of how you look, how you sound, how you act. And as we talked about before, if you guys don't know about generative AI, it's pretty much generating something. It's generating your likeness, it's generating you. We're not going to go over generation of sound, audio. We're not going to do that part. We'll touch on it a little bit, but we're not going to dive deep into it. I'll show you different ways of how to do it just manually, more manually than duplicating your voice. So we're going to do focus more on the likeness of you. Okay. So what you're going to learn today, you're going to learn the difference. Okay. You're going to learn the difference between self-cloning and self-likeness, likeness cloning. So these are two different digital profiles of yourself. So we'll go through both of them. You'll learn how cloning works behind the scenes. So we'll pull up a demo and I'll show you guys like some things that I've done and how to actually create your own. And then we'll go into real world application of cloning plus the ethics, fair housing compliance, because of course, like I said before, we are realtors and we have to make sure that our stuff is tight, because, we have to, right? And then we'll, do our final part, which is the cloning creation. Okay, so um, understanding cloning in the digital age and exploring, like I mentioned before, self-cloning versus like cloning. And of course, you guys know I love terminology because we have to know what things mean before we move forward. So here are the terms. And as I mentioned before, we got self/identity cloning and then the likeness/ visual cloning. So people identify them in two different ways. So with the self-identity cloning, as an example, it would be me. You will see me. It's my mannerisms, my voice, my tone, my facial expressions. It's me, but I'm duplicated, right? So that's the self-cloning. Now, the likeness or visual cloning is pretty much I am I am recreating the likeness of myself, and then that likeness of myself can be an image, right? So you recreate yourself as an image, and then that image talks and, it can sound like you because, that's another tool, but it can sound like you, but it won't have your same facial expressions. It won't have your same mannerisms and movement patterns. So it would be more generic, but you can train the AI tool to move how you want it to move, but it won't be like you. So, and I can tell you some best practices. Of course, I've been messing with this for a while. One that's more believable if you're speaking is self-cloning. If you are cloning yourself, because people know you, and then you use your voice and not the cloned voice. And then the more visual clone is it's still nice and it still looks good, but I like it more for pictures or movement. Um, so you'll see the difference, and I have a couple of examples here of what I've done before. So self or identity cloning, I have one here. We'll go to my Instagram. And let me turn this on. Here's how to avoid overspending Tip one, prioritize must-have upgrades. Invest in long-term value, like energy-efficient appliances or high-quality flooring. Cosmetic upgrades can work. So you see how she is me. She's the likeness of me. Like she's not the likeness of me. She is me. So this is the way that, it's more believable. Even though her voice is not mine. If I would have made her voice mine, their incentives, you wouldn't interest rate notice. But because it's more, it's a more structured voice. It's not as, I have a lot of highs and lows, right, in my voice tone. And so she doesn't, but her action looks real. Like, that's my natural action. So that would be a great example of self identity cloning. So the next type of clone, of course, will be the likeness clone, which is pretty much you duplicating yourself. And it's not you duplicate it and then you cloned yourself. So this is an example of that type of clone. This is a market agent here with your quick housing market reality check. Over the last few months, we've been seeing something unusual. Inventory is rising, but sales are staying flat or even declining slightly. Normally, when there's more. So you see, she's not me. She doesn't look identical to me, but she's the likeness of me. And so that's the difference between the two. So when you're creating your clone and you're trying to figure out, okay, what exactly do I want to do? Do I want a self clone or do I want to have a likeness or visual type of clone, which pretty much duplicates the way that you look, right? So those are the two differences. And so I'll show you a couple of other examples. Two worlds, one concept. Reproduction. So the lady, and I'll just go ahead and play it. We have the lady on the right, the middle, and the end. And okay, I'll just play it. It's just very interesting to me. Okay. 7 layouts, prices from the high 300s in zero interest for. Okay, so it was a quick cut. So this one right here, this would be the visual likeness. This wouldn't be like an identity clone, a self clone. So I created her and then I added I created the motions and her words. I wanted her to have natural movements, even though it's not my movement. Okay, so here is another example. Made memories and built your life. Mindset shift. Selling isn't saying goodbye, it's opening the door to a new chapter. Your next home will be even better. If you need a stress-free plan to transition smooth. Okay, and so that's another example of the identity clone because that's exactly me. That's my mannerisms. And then here, this is another way of doing it where the person is just moving. There's just movement. There's no voice. There's just movement. It's natural. You duplicated yourself. This is not me in this workout outfit. I just duplicate myself. And so this is an example of this. And this is great for posting on your social media and putting whatever. You can put tips or you can put I don't know, whatever, but you can, because video is what's allowing more people to stop and look at your page, right? It's when you have a lot of motion. Pictures are good, but videos are the top, right? So as long as you have movement, people will be attracted to it. And then if you have wording on top of the movement, it's even more, right? It's better. So going on here. So this is your clone. So this is the visual cloning, what we just saw. And what we use to create this is at the bottom. So the visual cloning right here, we use Hicksville and Kling, which we'll go through. And then in the middle, the identity clone, we use HeyGen. And then here on the side, the visual cloning here, we use Hicksville without the voice. Okay, so let's go into the cloning ethics. Okay, so always disclose when you're using a cloned version of yourself, especially in real estate or client-faced work with maintaining compliance in fair housing and truth in advertising guidelines. The whole point of this is anytime that you post on social media, anytime I post, I always put at the bottom of my message, I say AI generated. You want to make sure that you're covered. So if anyone say, "Oh, you're trying to mislead me," no, 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 I have AI generated right here. So I try to make that a habit. And if you start cloning yourself, I would suggest that you do the same thing. Just to make sure that it protects you in the truth in advertising guidelines for, with the fair housing. So just make sure that you guys do that. It's very important. Okay, so I mentioned generative AIs to generate something. And so what we're going to generate today, we are going to generate an image, a likeness of us, and we're going to generate a video. So HeyGen, the identity clone, Hicksville for visual cloning, and Kling for visual cloning lip sync. So lip sync is pretty much syncing our lips with words. So you may be talking about the trees and the lights whenever you're talking, but when you upload the video, you're going to sync whatever you actually want that clone to say. So we're going to lip sync, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the demo. For HeyGen, these are going to be our simple steps. We are going to create a pre-recording of yourself. It has to be 2 to 3 minutes long. So just to start HeyGen, and HeyGen does have a free plan where you can create, I think, 1 or 2 clones, but it's perfect. But I'm telling you, because you don't have so many clones that you can create with the free plan, I would suggest that you wear maybe black or, just a solid color or your company logo. You can wear your company logo or your company shirt or whatever, something that adds consistency. Because the more you're consistent, the more you can add different scripts to that clone, and you can use that clone over and over again. You know what I mean? But if you're dressed up and you look a certain way and you're like, gosh, I don't want to keep using the same clone in all these different posts, then you just wasted your free avatar. Okay. So then we're going to log in, we're going to create our avatar, video image, add our voice/text, and then we're going to generate. So this is also good. HeyGen is also good for a longer form video. So if you have 5 minute content, or I don't know how much it goes up to, maybe 10 minutes, but it allows you to talk for an extended period of time. I'm not sure with the free version, but I know with the paid version is very extended. The free version, it probably doesn't give you as much time, but I'm saying, hey, go for it. I'll send you the link for HeyGen because then you get like $15 extra credit if I send you my link. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into HeyGen. Let's go here. So you go to, I'm just gonna start from the beginning, go to heygen.com. And so this is what the platform looks like. I don't know what that is. Okay. Anyway, so this is what the platform, mine, of course, is full because I went ballistic and go crazy with this stuff. So, but this is what your homepage would look like. And so to get started, you would just go under avatar because you have to create your avatar. So you're going to go here. So you have 2 different versions and we're going to go through both of them. So the first one is you're going to start from a video. So remember, you've already created your video. With your video that you would create, and you could just do it with your phone. Just press record. I would suggest for you to be outside when it's light outside, or if you're in a room that has a lot of light, because you don't want any shadows. You want all of your features to show and glow, right? And are you guys able to see me? I want to make sure you're able to see me so I can show you an example of how you should look. Okay, so let me give you an example of how you should stand when you do this. So you're going to stand, put your elbows down. If you want to move with your hands, it's just more control. Try not to move so much. Like I am a huge talker with my hands, so it takes me a while to stay. But if you keep your elbows next to your waist and then you just kind of casually talk like this, then do that. Now, when you are talking, because this is just a video to capture your data, your image, your mannerisms, it's just that it doesn't matter what you talk about. Like if I play some of these videos and you're like, okay, Tish, what are you talking about? I'm talking about trees in the sky or whatever. It doesn't matter. But what's suggested is for you to always talk about a topic that excites you. Because if you're talking about a topic that excites you, then your mannerisms are more exciting, right? So you're like this and like, oh my gosh, and this, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but but don't overdo it. But, just talk about something that's more interesting to you. So you record yourself on your phone, right? And then you download it to yourself. You upload it, to email, then download it to yourself, put it on your computer. HeyGen is also on the phone too, so you could just upload it from your phone as well. But
Hey
you
Tish, do you want us to do a full body or just is it your half body or what is it?
Yeah, so half body. So you could do from your waist up, or you can come up a little bit more. So you can choose whichever way that you want to do. You could also do full body too, but I wouldn't recommend it. More half body or midway because it's more intimate, that way. Okay, so we're start from the video. So we click on there.
Want to create an instant or
And
lifestyle
you have a
avatar with
little lady
Asia?
here that's going to
Here's how to
explain
film
to
it right.
you
Choose a
more
background that is quiet.
about what to do, right? So you can listen to that. So, and it gives you pretty much what I was saying. Make sure that it's light outside, make sure you look good. So you don't have to worry about putting on your makeup every day or making sure you're all shaved and nice every day. You just do it one good time and put on your logo and you're good. You can just keep using that over and over again. So this is example of how you should look. Okay, so I've already saved the video to my desktop. So we're gonna go ahead and browse. And we're going to go to my desktop. And then I have this video here. So with this video, I'm talking about something that has to do with AI. I don't know, but it's 3 minutes and 31 seconds, which is perfect because it has to be at least 2 minutes. So if you're just blah, 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 it doesn't matter. That's fine. But it has to be at least 2 minutes long. Okay. Or it just won't go through. HeyGen does not play. Okay. And also, when you're doing this for the first time, HeyGen is going to also ask you for your consent to use your likeness. Um, so just be aware. It's not going to ask me to do it because I've already agreed to it, but that's something else that it's going to tell you to do. All right, so then we are going to go to next. And so because I have a couple of folders of existing avatars, it's asking me, hey, what folder do I want it under? So yours will be a brand new folder. So I'm just going to put it under one of my folders. I'm going to put it under Teacher Tish, but of course you won't have a folder, so it'll just save. Okay. So next. All right. So it's checking my quality, it's checking the footage, it's making sure all of these things are good to go. And while it's doing that, I'm just going to hit submit for whenever it is ready. So then it starts generating. So sometimes this can take a while. Sometimes it can take up to 3 minutes to generate. Um, and so while it's generating, I'm going to show you what video I uploaded, right? Okay, this is the video that I uploaded right here. So step 3, introduce yourself to ChatGPT. Start a new conversation and type, "Hi, ChatGPT. I'm a real estate agent specializing in," just make up a niche if you don't already have one. Okay, so that's an example of what I'm talking about there, which is what's uploading here. So while that's uploading, it's going to send us a notification once it's done. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, okay. Maybe I don't want to move. I wanted to keep going. So I'll log into HeyGen from my other tab just to kind of show you guys some avatar. So what we're gonna do next in HeyGen while this is downloading, like I said, it takes a little time. So these avatars right here are the likeness of me. So none of these are me, as you see. So if you do buy the subscription for this particular plan, I think it's like 35 or 39. No, I'm sorry, 25 or $35 a month. It said I can create as many avatars as I wanted at the time. So I went ballistic. I just started create, and went crazy. So, but in order to create the likeness of yourself, you have to create a data set. And a data set are images of you. So you'll have close-up images of you. You'll have body images of you. So it's pretty much you creating a folder on your desktop and you just label that folder data set. And it's all the wonderful images of yourself. And that's how you duplicate yourself. You don't want any crazy looking pictures because one day I put my hair up. My hair was just kind of all over the place. So I just wanted my hair back and I did the pictures and it literally duplicated that. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was just going to get my face, but it got my hair. I looked a mess. So don't do that. So in order to create the likeness of you with any AI tool, make sure that you have your data set together. Go through your phone, look at all your best pictures. You could do different hairstyles. So whenever the AI generator is creating the likeness of you, it can create different looks that you've had, and it'll refer back to your data set, right? Oh, look, okay, so going back here to our avatar, look, your avatar is being created. Okay, done. Oh, yeah, there's a second part of this. Now it has to come over here, which is fine. Okay, so while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my data set. Are you guys following me so far? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So let's see, data set is going to be on my desktop. So this is my data set. I chose some images from photo shoots that I've had. As you see here, let's get a little bigger. These are different photo shoots I have. You see the different body angles I have. And one thing that I did learn that I didn't do in this data set that I need to do is make sure you take pictures of the side of your face, the right side, the left side. So if it ever generates an image of you looking from the side, it understands the structure of your face. And even your body, like do a side shot so it can see, okay, if I'm creating, because sometimes when it's created for me, I'm like, my chest area is not that huge. That's too much. You know what I mean? So you got to like turn and, make sure that it understands your body type. These are different hairstyles, different looks. So it can see all different versions of how I look. And as you see, most of them are close up because we want to make sure that face is the most important thing, right? So this right here, again, remember, this is when you're creating a visual likeness of yourself. Okay. And I know I'm kind of going back and forth, but I want to make sure that you guys understand that. So coming back over here, now that we have our data set, we're going to let that video keep going. And I hope you guys can follow me because I'm going to just go ahead and keep moving on. All right. So while the self clone is still doing what it's doing, we're moving on to the visual likeness clone, which goes with the data set, right? So we got our data set and now we want to clone ourselves. So we're going to log into HeyGen. We're going to go back to Avatar. And so instead of start from a video, we're going to say start from a photo because we have our data set of photos, right? So we're going to click there. And then it's going to tell us to upload our photos. Now, a design with AI, that's pretty much if you wanted to design a character for you. So say you don't want to be in front of the camera, you want someone else to speak on your behalf for your company, then you can design it. Or you can create a character in Nano Banana, which is a Google Gemini product. We touched on that last week. But you can go through other platforms to create a character and then upload it here. Okay. But because we already have our data set and we want to create a likeness of ourselves, we're going to click on upload photo. So you're going to, and it's telling you, okay, this is the right way to do it. This is the wrong way to do it. And you see it's kind of like a full body, more close-ups than anything because we want to make sure they get that face right. So then you select the photos that you want. And of course, I would go to my data set as you guys would. You would highlight all of those and then you would open. I'm not going to do it because I already did that part. So, but after it uploads, what happens is, you know what? I'm just going to do it again. That's fine. I'm just going to, just so you guys can see it. Upload. Okay, I'm going to go to my data set. I'm going to highlight all my images and it's checking my images out, making sure that everything looks good. And then we're going to upload. So this part is going to take a little bit, it's not going to take as much time as the video generator because the video generator is trying to, it's being trained on your mannerisms, right? So again, because I have existing folders, it's going to ask me, hey, where do you want these pictures? Where do I want this avatar to be? And so I'm going to put Teacher Tish. But again, you won't have the folders. It's just that I do, but just save it. And then you're going to hit continue. So it's going to review those uploads. Now, again, this is the likeness of me. So I have to duplicate the likeness of myself as an image, and then I can video myself. Okay, continue. Okay, perfect. So now this is my folder under teacher, well, Tish Teacher, right? And it's going to be duplicates, of course, because I did it already. All right, so that's that. And our video is still thinking, which is fine. Okay, so while that video is still thinking, we'll continue on with the likeness of ourselves because that one's quicker and we're already here. So what we're going to do now is we are going to allow ourselves to talk. Okay, so we uploaded a picture. Now we want to talk. We want to create some type of motion. We want to duplicate ourselves in that way. And we're going to do it based on our picture. Let's see, which picture do I want to use? I'll use this one right here. So once you choose, okay, what look do I want? Then you go to the image and you see these three dots right here. You would click on edit. Oh no, that's another thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on edit. You're gonna go, here we go. So you double click on it and then you're going to create with AI Studio, okay? So once you create with AI Studio, and so it's a hit and miss. Sometimes I love it and sometimes I'm like, I don't like this. I need another person. So this is what it brings you to. It's a different layout than it was before, but you can title it here. Tish Test. Okay. And then here you can decide what size you would like. You want landscape or portrait. If you have your brand uploaded, you should put it in there. I did not put mine. If you have your fonts and all the other fun stuff, you should definitely put it in there. And so select a voice. So I have my image. And if you decide, hey, I don't like this image anymore, you can come here and then you can select a different image from your folder, right? And just slide this down. But we're going to just stick to this with this one. And then here, you're going to select a voice. So for me, I already have a lot of voices embedded in here, but let's just say I don't have any voices. So, let's say I want to use one of their voices. You select voices and then select voice here, right? So this is where your voices will be. And so anytime that you are making your video, whenever you're just making your video to upload and you're talking about trees or lights or whatever else, it's going to capture the energy from your voice and try to duplicate that. I don't think the system does a good job with it, which is why most of the time I don't like to use this particular system for voice generation. I would either use my own natural voice or I'll use another platform, which is called 11 Labs. We're not going to go through that one today, but just to let you know. So these are the different voices that it'll capture. These are all of my voices, but let's just say we want to use one of HeyGen's library voices. You can always just click and get samples.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it.
Hey there, here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar.
So those are some choices if you don't want to use your voice at all. Most of the time, their library voices are, they're already perfect, if you want to use it. But if it's your body, I say use your voice, right? Okay, so just to show you where the voice feature is. Now, down here would be your script. So say you found a voice that you like and you type your script here. I love real estate. Okay. And then you can go on with the script, go on and on. So what you're going to do here, this is why I say to just get your phone on anyone's phone, everyone's phone, you have a voice recorder. Just record yourself saying whatever you want to say. Whatever your script is, just record it. Okay? Record it. And then after you record it, you're going to email it to yourself. You're going to email it to yourself, and then you're going to download it to your computer. When you download it to your computer, you're going to upload right here. Therefore, it's your natural voice. You don't have to use HeyGen's voice. Okay, so I'll give an example of that. Now, you only type in the script if you're using, one of these selected voices up here. Okay, that's the only time you type in a script because it has to know what it's going to say. But if you're uploading it, the script is already done. And you can find that here. Okay, so let's just upload a script. I have a few here, but let's just upload from scratch. So the program that I told you guys that I use is 11 Labs. So let's just upload a script from 11 Labs that I have saved on my computer. And yeah, so that's going to upload. And then my mouth is going to sync to that. And then we'll see how that looks. Okay, so we're going to add that audio. Done. Okay, now, okay, so that's what it says. So it added the script. That's new because it didn't do that before. So it added the verbiage that's in the script. So now we are going to come to now if you have the paid version, you can use extra, add media here, add text features here, add captions and different other elements and remove the background. You can play with all of that. I don't use that for this because I use another platform for my editing. So I just use this for the voice feature. So you go ahead and generate, you name it, Tish Test. Make sure you like what you see with the resolution and everything. And then you just go ahead and run it. Boom. It's done. I mean, well, it's not done. It has accepted my script and my person. Okay, so while that's doing that, now remember, that is the visual clone likeness. That's when we created our data set, all the beautiful images of ourselves. We added it into HeyGen, and HeyGen is going to now take our image and then add talking to it. Okay? So now let's go back to our identity self-clone and see how that's doing. Does everyone follow me so far? Yeah, they changed this platform around. It drives me crazy. It stopped it because we started another one. I'm so sorry because it's not here. So now it's working on that one. Okay. I will show you what a final product would look like because I know we don't have the time. So the first one that we started, which was the identity clone, which is the likeness of you. I'll show you an example of it. That's the likeness of me. Okay, here is one.
The revolution is here. The game has definitely changed. And the agents who are leading the way, they stopped doing it all manually. They've built systems that run even when they're off the clock. I'm talking real automation, real strategy, real branding, and yes,
So that's my mannerisms, and it blinked like that because I did a video edit before it. So let's go to another one so you guys can see another example of it. Let's see. What is this girl saying?
all right, let's dive into navigating ChatGPT. If you've ever clicked around and thought, what does this button even mean? Or what am I doing? I don't want you to worry about it because this walkthrough is definitely for you. Today, we're going to explore the settings step by step so you know exactly how to use them.
So that is my voice. I did not duplicate my voice. Actually, when I recorded that, I was in the bed. It was the night before. I had already created myself looking like her. And then I just recorded the voice. And I was just like, oh, yes, this is what I want to say. I want to say this, that, whatever. And then I matched the recording with her body, which is me. So the process is the same, even though like the part that we were trying to do, it didn't go through because we went to something else. But you would still, no matter what, whichever one you decide to create with HeyGen, you just go into HeyGen. Like I said, there is a free version, play around with it. Click on the plus sign, and you're either going to upload your pre-existing video that you talked about nothing, but it showed some parts of your characteristic, or you will have your data set, which you will upload your data set, and then you will sync a voice to it that way. So it looks like our person is done here. So let's see how that looks.
7 layouts, prices from the high 300s in 0 interest for 7 months. You get a pool, trails, playground, ponds, plus only 111 homes on 50 acres, all kept up with an HOA around $850 a year. Don't wait, call us today.
Pretty cool, huh? Like we literally just did that. We did that from our data set. We literally just did that. Um, and I'm happy they made some changes because before some of them I was like, oh my God, it's scaring me. But this looks perfect. This is great. So does everyone kind of understand how the HeyGen thing work?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you
Yes.
guys going to participate? Am I going to see some avatars out there?
Yes. I may have to call you, but yes.
Yes. And like I said before, like when you're doing an avatar, just make sure that you say, this is some really fun stuff. I enjoyed this one. AI generated. Make sure like that's the first hashtag I have. AI generated. I want people to know, hey, is this real? Hey, look at it. No, it's not real. Um, okay, let's see. We're a bit impressed for time, and I really want to show you guys this other tool. So I know I'm going to get cut off in this other tool, but I'll at least show you the beginning part of it, and then maybe our next session will pick up. We're going to move on to Higgsfield. Higgsfield is off the chain, you guys. Oh my gosh, I am in love. Like I thought I was in love with HeyGen, but I am so cheating right now. I am so cheating. So this right here, you can 100% play around this for free. Okay. I became so obsessed with it that I had to get the monthly version or whatever. But you can have so many images on here for free. They give you 40 credits a day. A day, you get 40 credits. That is absolutely amazing because these platforms, they survive off of credits. They get you hooked and then you want to buy more and more and more. It's like a huge drug, right? So anyway, let me go ahead and show you what this is, this beautiful magic right here. It does some of the same things as HeyGen. HeyGen, of course, is for a more long-term video platform where you could talk longer periods of time without it glitching and, looking crazy. With Higgsfield, it's only like a 5-second type of video, which is the example that I showed you guys earlier over here, where I showed you guys, you see, like this literally is 5 seconds long. It's not going to, it's just natural movement, right? And these images were generated from Higgsfield. So if you do nothing else today, you should have a load of images. And guess what? Because we talked about the data set, you're going to use the same data set here. You can say they use that. That's what I'm saying. You have to have your data set folder. Get your pictures together. You can upload it here as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. This is what it looks like. You just go to Higgsfield.ai. So you log into Higgsfield, and then the first thing that you're going to do, you're going to go to images. So we have to create our character, right? From that data set that we already have. So we're going to create our character. So we're going to go to Soul Character, and then we'll create our character. So with this one, I have learned that I need two different profiles. Like I need a curly hair profile, and then I need, the whatever other hairstyle. Because here you choose the type of character that you want for whichever picture that you're looking to use, which you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. But this one's my favorite one. I look more like myself using this character than the other one. Anyway, so how to create the character? You click on create the character. It tells you, hey, upload. Right now it says upload 20 plus images. Before it was 70. They really wanted you to just go in on uploading images. So anyway, so you upload the images, go to your image upload. Of course, I already have, as you guys will have, your data set. So you click on your data set and you upload all the images. I'm not going to do that because it's already created. So once it uploads, just going to generate down here, right down here. So we already have ours. And just so you can see inside of mine, it's pretty much the same exact data set that I had before. Same thing. I don't have 20 images in here, but it still works. So it wants you to have 20 images. And then down here, it'll tell you, oh, see, there it is, the 70, because before they wanted you to have 70. So they're like, all 13 is good. Excellent. You want to make sure all that stuff is good. Then you generate. So anytime that you have more images that you want to add to your image bank, you could just click. Let me go back so you can see that. You can click on reuse data set, and then you can upload images here. And then you hit generate. And then it'll add more images to your character. Okay, so we have our character done, right? So now we're going to go back up to image, and then we're going to click on Higgsfield Soul. Okay, this is the fashion visual. Like this thing is so robust, so you can so easily get lost on this. It's crazy. But I try to stay in line because it could take a lot of your time. Let's just say that. Okay, so this is the Higgsfield, right? So right here, let's just say I have a couple. Okay, yeah, you see, I was really playing around with this. These are all these images that I've just been going crazy, as you can clearly see. And so here I have 39 today because I used some today, but you'll have 40 images that you can, credits that you can use, okay, every day. So these are just to give you some examples of what this can look like. You see all the things that like, these are great posts. You as a professional looking great and consistent every single time. Isn't this amazing? Okay, so how do we create this? All right, so let's start with, ooh, okay, so let's start with an image of something that we like, right? So I have already, you can go to, what is it called? Pinterest, or you can look at someone else's image on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and you could just copy their look. I copied this girl's look. I'm like, oh, I like her look, right? So you can just take pictures of looks that you like and add them to your computer. And then you could duplicate those looks based on your character that you just created. So let's do her. So what we're going to do, so here is your character. If you have several characters, you can create whatever character, whatever look that you want of you for a particular picture. So we have Tish already there. So we already have her there. And okay. And so when you click on this part right here, this is the type of visual style that you want. So, like if you want to be in flight mode, like say you're about to go out of town, right? You want that face, Tisha's face and body, this one, with a flight mode that you're going out of town. You could just click flight mode. Now it's in flight mode. You really don't even have to put anything here. You don't have to put a prompt here. You could just let it do what it does. And then we'll add the other picture later so you can see the difference. So I got my character, which is this data set right here. I put it in flight mode. I can always change the mode, and there's plenty, you can go to all of these different ones. And then you can generate. So, but before we generate, what I want to do is make sure that we have our ratio. What do we want to do? We could do this one, which is for Instagram. This is probably good for YouTube. So just choose your ratio, and you could do basic or high quality. So one thing that I noticed that it always goes to high quality, which you see charges more. So make sure you change to basic. They both look good. And then here, it's always going to put you at 4, meaning it's going to create 4 different versions of what you're asking it to do. So I don't ever choose 4. I do like the most 2 or 3 or 1. So for this, I'm just going to do 1. So you can just get an idea of what it looks like. And it doesn't take long. It does not take long to generate, which is the great part. Let's see. And so it's right here. Let's see. What is our time? We have 5 more minutes. Okay. Are you guys learning some stuff today?
Yeah.
What do you mean by ratio?
The ratio is pretty much the size. If you wanted to fit on like your Instagram or TikTok and it's a reel, then it fits better with this ratio. If it's for Facebook, or really YouTube, then this ratio would work better. It's pretty much if it's a portrait or landscape, right? So I always do the this 9:16 ratio. And so you see here, it just generated right in front of us, right? So we're going to keep it moving. We're going to stick with this style, okay? So I want to change her up a bit. I'm going to click on her. And so it's like, hey, I actually want her to have a phone. And so you just say, hey, she needs to have a phone. Or how about this? She is talking on the phone. Okay. And so again, you check the bottom because you see how it went to 4? I don't want 4 of those. I want 1. And then if you just want to edit the prompt, then you can come in here and just go click wherever to edit. Like maybe you want her to wear a dress, or maybe you want her to wear some shorts or whatever. You can kind of edit it there, or you could just put the instructions, the new instructions here, and then you generate again because she's talking on the phone. You want her to talk on the phone, right? So this is just getting your images together. So this is one way to do it. And then the other way is uploading, which remember we saved the image that we wanted with the girl with the bag, right? With the bags in her hand. So that's on my desktop. And I think this one is it. So this is another reference. Like, hey, I want to look like her. It's pretty much duplicating, but swapping faces. So I want her, but I want me on her, right? This is another way you can generate. So we're going to generate that one too. Make sure these things at the bottom are straight because you already know they're trying to use your points. Don't let them use your points because that means you can generate more. You can literally sit here and do this for like 5 minutes and create 5 different posts for the week. Post it on Sunday, done. Like I did that, okay? Like I have not posted physically this week. I just plot, done. Okay. So while those are doing what it's doing, how much time do we have? We have 2 minutes. Okay. I'll show you this next little part. Since these are already done, let's go ahead and click on her. And now we want to do video. So they do have speak as well. I don't like their speak. It scares me. Okay. Some of these platforms are like, oh, I don't think I want to use that. But what I would rather do with her, I would go to video. So this is when it gets really interesting and fun, and this is when your credits are really being used. So we have this person as the picture. Now we're going to choose what visual that we want. And this is when it gets really robust. Like there is so much you can choose from. You have all of these different platforms up here. Oh, let me see, this little thing is in my way. But you have all of these different platforms, how you want this person to move or how you want the camera to move. Like it's so much. Like you can just go crazy or whatever. But anyway, so then you put your prompt in there if you even want a prompt. You don't have to use a prompt. And then there's a million models you can choose from. That's why I say it gets overwhelming. I would say just choose the one that doesn't generate that much. Like you can use Higgsfield Lights, which only generates 5. I do really like Seed Dance. I think it's very natural and nice. It syncs the lips really good. But anyway, so you could do this and you can stick with general and generate, and then it'll create your movement. So I'm not going to generate because that's 8 points, but this is an example of what it will create. You see, she's talking. You can't hear her because I just created a video with her emotion and I said that I wanted her to speak and drink coffee. And so that's what she's doing. So from here, after you you create this video of her speaking and she's drinking the coffee. From there, that's when you download and put in another platform for the speaking. So I know we don't have time for that, so I'm going to stop. I hope you guys gained something from this. I will definitely send you an email with everything so you guys will have it and you can start exploring. It's going to be super fun, okay? And soon, hopefully before the end of this month, I'll have a live class where we can do some activities face to face and we can get some stuff done together. So that is all I have for you lovely people. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did because I had so much fun right now.